live on, with the sea around it. And it's from here we get the materials for our modern world.
Bits of rock, lumps of clay, bottle of oil and timber. What have these to do with craft design and technology?
This is made from iron. It came from the iron ore. This china bowl was made from clay. And this? Well, you can get from. But what about oil and the plastic bowl? This bowl is made from polythene, which came from the oil. So that's 4 bowls, 4 materials, 4 starting materials, from out of the ground, under the sea, or just growing. And remember that each of these 4 materials, iron, china, wood, and polythene, are just one of a family.
Iron we get from iron ore, which is dug out of the ground by huge machines and carried away in giant dumper trucks. The ore is then melted with coke at a very high temperature to give iron, which runs from the furnace as a red-hot molten stream. This is a different quarry, and it isn't iron ore being dug out of here. These lumps of rock being carried away by the trucks are lumps of clay. These won't be melted, but instead crushed into a fine powder. China clay is forced out by powerful water jets. The milky-looking stream is run off into big ponds to let the clay settle out. With fine clay, the craftsman can create beautiful things.
Tons and tons of wood from thousands of trees, all grown from little seedlings. One renewable resource.
We're going to look at one family and at only one material in that family. We have chosen polythene. Remember where it comes from?
Yes, from oil, which we get from under the sea or under the ground by using giant rigs to drill deep holes or wells up which the oil is forced to the surface. The oil is carried by pipes or tankers to storage tanks and then taken into an oil refinery.
In an oil refinery, crude oil is turned into the starting materials and fuel products we use by being refined or separated into its different parts. The oil is heated, and the different parts which boil at different temperatures can be removed one after the other. From this mixture of different chemicals, we want to take just the part that oilmen call naphtha. Naphtha is heated to about 800 degrees centigrade to crack it into smaller molecules. One of these products is ethylene, a colorless, sweet-smelling gas which is highly flammable.
Now what we have to do is to change ethylene into polythene. Back in 1933, Chemists in an ICI laboratory found that if they heated ethylene under very high pressures, it turned into polythene. Today, hundreds and thousands of tons of polythene are produced every year in very large plants, in which ethylene gas is compressed to very high pressures and fed into a reactor with just a little something to start things going.
The ethylene gas is compressed and fed into the hot reactor with a small amount of initiator. Out of the bottom of the reactor, we get a mixture of molten polythene and unchanged ethylene. The ethylene is separated and sent back to the start. The polythene is granulated and packed into sacks or stored in silos for delivery by tanker.
These granules are polythene straight from the plant. The color is added later.
I must say that colour makes things look a lot brighter. Remember, though, that polythene is only one of the family of plastics. And even one sort of polythene can be quite different from another. Look at these two bottles. This one is soft and squeezy, so that you can pour out just as much liquid as you need to. This bleach bottle is also made from polythene, but it's much stiffer, which is good because bleach is corrosive and you don't need to squirt it around too much. So you see, we can make polythene that is fairly soft or fairly stiff, depending on what you want to use it for. Polythene is also a good material to use for a washing up bowl, because it's soft enough to protect a cup if you accidentally drop one into it. And it doesn't rust or chip like enamel. But there are some things you can't use polythene bowls for. I forgot this was in the oven when I turned it on.
So let's recap. We have looked at one member of one family of materials, plastics.
The family of plastics is a big one. There are many other plastics besides polythene from which designers can choose. Today, plastics are made in very large quantities, hundreds and thousands of tons every year. But only 100 years ago, plastics were almost unknown.
Plastics, raw materials in the form of granules, powders or sheets, are delivered by road and rail to other factories where they are made into all kinds of different products. Look around you when you get home and see how many different plastics things you can find. We use it in things we take for granted. And also in things we can't even see, like underwater cables carrying telephone conversations to other continents.
The timber in this forest is being harvested. Chainsaws are used to fell the trees rapidly and easily. And the cut trees are then dragged away to the sawmill. Before the trees are felled, the side branches are scraped off to leave long, straight trunks. such timber, craftsmen make fine furniture.
Clay is another raw material with a surprising lot of uses. Would you think that these lumps of clay being dug out here could have anything to do with this fine paper? But clay is used to put a gloss on paper as well as to make pottery and china. This beautiful printing would not look the same on unglazed paper.
And don't forget metals like iron. Reducing ores to metals is a costly business. A lot of energy is used before we get sheets of metal we can use to make motor cars, for instance.
And oil is not got easily. An oil platform like this costs millions of pounds and contains thousands of tons of steel and other materials. And a lot of energy is needed to run such a platform. The cost of finding and winning all kinds of materials is very high, especially in difficult places like the North Sea. But we must pay this price to satisfy today's needs for our families of materials.
And you can probably think of other families of materials, as well as metals, pottery, timber and plastics. And all these things are made from things which can be found around us. Okay, so the North Sea is not around us. And iron ore can only be found in certain places. I know that. Perhaps what we should have said is that materials we use in our technological society are made, in the end, from natural things.
A pupil's book called Introducing Craft, Design and Technology, based on the series, is available from bookshops, priced £3.25.